And with the cornering, how are you finding the no crowds? Like, because on one token, I guess being able to communicate with your fighter is a lot easier. On the other token, though, is the chances of the other corner hearing your advice as well is there, or you hearing the advice of the other. So how are you finding the sensation of having no crowds? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Has it created some challenges?
It is what it is. So I tried to adapt to the situation best, right? I felt I was very, it was a very proud coaching moment for me that I took that into regard in the Jacksonville card. So ahead of time, I knew, okay, listen, we're not going to have anybody in the arena. So here's how we're going to spar. We're going to turn the music off. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And then I started to think about with our guys in the corner, coaches wise. I was like, it's going to be very important the words that we use and the verbiage that we use, not necessarily for the other fighter, but for the judges. The judges are going to hear us. So if we're down, if we're talking a certain way, or we're saying you need this or you need that, not only can the other corner hear, but so will those judges, and those are the ones we need to make sure that we're pandering to in a different way. I think that's kind of what we did a lot during the Edson Barboza fight. And people argued that Dan lost that fight. Fine, whatever. Say what you want. But every time Dan did something good, we made sure that we made that the focal point of that fight. Edson hit him with a good shot. Dan would come back with 2, 3, 4 more. Like, hey, that score, that was beautiful. Way to counter that back. At no point did our energy ever get down or we ever got down on our fighter. Everything stayed positive and we never panicked. There was never a panic. Even when Dan got dropped, we never panicked. Hey, that's fine. That brushed off the top of your head. You're good. Lock it up. Da, 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 da. So I felt like that was going to be very important leading up to the way we handled ourselves in that corner because there was no crowd.
Yeah, crazy. Like, and it really is. It's like you can hear everything. I mean, it's even to the point sometimes you hear the commentators now. I mean, obviously you hear them over the broadcast, but then I kind of feel like when they get overly excited, you hear the commentators coming through the cage mics as well as the broadcast mics, right? Because like it's just...
Yeah, very much so. And I work with Felder. Like I train with Paul. So I can cue into Paul a lot of times. Like when I've cornered fights where I've had Paul saying something and, you get in tune with the voice. And I believe it was the Jessica I fight and Cynthia Calvillo where I'm on Jessica. I'm like, hey, we got it, And then meanwhile, I can hear Paul kind of almost saying the same things that I'm saying or echoing it. Or come up with something that he sees, and then I'll take that and apply it to the fight too, because we were trying to get everything we can to get it out of Jessica. But yeah, definitely, because Paul and I work a lot together, so I can connect with him right away and I can hear his voice.